The air is thin, the light is stark. On a frozen wasteland of ice, the exhausted Captain Anderson finds a broken man, Victor Frankenstein. Victor is consumed, not by the cold, but by the relentless pursuit of his own monstrous creation. Victor's madness was not born in a lab, but in a gilded cage. Haunted by the shadow of a cold, demanding father and the tragedy of loss, Victor vowed to conquer death itself. He found his financier in the enigmatic Harlanda, who offered him the world, a world Victor intended to control. The old world of Geneva gives way to the grand, intricate clockwork of Victor's lab. He assembled his perfect vessel from the discarded parts of mankind, determined to build not a man, but a god. The night arrived, a perfect storm of nature's fury and human ego. The machinery groaned, the air crackled, and as lightning plunged into the mass of flesh, a single ecstatic shout tore from Victor's throat: "He is alive!" But the miracle was a horror. The creature, immense and stumbling, opened its eyes, the eyes of an innocent child trapped in a terrifying form. Victor, seeing his failure reflected in the grotesque visage, recoiled. He saw not a son, but an offense. The creature's first breath was drawn in chains, his first lesson the crushing weight of rejection. Victor tried to beat obedience into his creation, treating him as his own father had treated him, with pain and cold discipline. Yet, a light entered the darkness. Elizabeth, Victor's beloved, saw past the seams. She saw his confusion, his capacity for goodness, and offered him kindness. She taught him her name. Victor, threatened by this pure connection, was consumed by a blinding jealousy. He attempted to erase his guilt, burning the lab to the ground. The creature, scarred and terrified, escaped into a world that had no language for him. Every glance was a scream, every encounter a desperate fight for survival. He was a colossal infant in a terrifying world, fleeing a fate he never asked for. Then, he found a moment of grace. The little cottage of the blind man, who, unable to see the creature's monstrous exterior, offered him warmth, poetry, and words. The creature's heart swelled with understanding. He learned to read, to speak, to know love. He became truly human in thought. But that fragile peace was shattered. The world returned, saw only the monster, and drove him out with violence. The creature's pure, innocent love curdled into a devastating grief, and finally, a terrible clarity: his creator must pay. Victor returned to his life, desperate to claim happiness with Elizabeth. But on their wedding night, the monster arrived. He sought Victor, but Elizabeth intervened, seeing her chance for peace. In a frantic, terrified moment, Victor's own bullet found her. She died, not by the creature's hand, but by his creator's fear. And in that moment, the creature wept, truly and deeply, for the loss of his only friend. The chase began, a journey of shared destruction. Victor, obsessed and broken, followed his creation across continents, driven not by justice, but by a consuming, self-destructive vengeance. The creature, smarter and stronger, led his maker to the ultimate edge of the world,
the Arctic, watching patiently as Victor's health and sanity failed. A final reckoning on the icebound ship. The creature stood over his dying creator, delivering his own eloquent verdict. He spoke of the starvation of affection, the cruelty of life without love, the injustice of abandonment. Victor, broken and humbled by his own impending death, finally saw the truth. With his last breath, he called the creature, "My son."
Finally receiving the acknowledgement he craved, wept over his dead creator, his vengeance complete, yet empty. Victor Frankenstein was gone, consumed by the cold he chased. But the creature remained, immortal and free. Stay tuned for the next recap, and don't forget to like and subscribe.